It's time to focus on the things you need, the things you deserve. You deserve a healthy body, supplements that get you moving and keep you moving, that make you feel good, look good, do good. And they shouldn't contain GMOs, artificial ingredients, or heavy metals, ever. Supplements that are clinically studied, use proven absorption technologies, are designed by scientists, and are ethically sourced and produced. Supplements with everything you need, nothing you don't. You deserve a company that you can trust, that's dedicated to safe manufacturing practices and third-party testing, that ensures the highest quality of effectiveness from extraction of ingredients all the way to the composition of the packaging. Wait a second. You deserve to see the process. You deserve a company led by a CEO with a deep belief in the power of people, dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to achieve success. A company with a phytonutrient chemist and expert on natural molecules who is obsessed with human health and has your best interest in mind to design its products. A board comprised of talented doctors from around the world. You deserve to be surrounded by people you trust and look up to. Empowered ambassadors that inspire wellness every day. Leaders who are rooting for you to be the best version of yourself. A community that works hard and plays hard. You deserve to experience adventures that take you around the world, and you deserve to be recognized for your hard work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to shift your focus. 3.
Hey, 3 family from all over the world. I'm coming to you live from Florida, the panhandle of Florida, Alice Beach, Florida. And I'm so excited to lead this Empowerment Tuesday. It's such a great teaching and training for all the people that have been in the business for years that just need to get refreshed, and then all for the brand new people. You know, that's the most important part of our business, is the brand new person that's just getting started, that has this dream and has this belief and is just curious, what do I need to do? You know, I'm excited. I've got a dream. I want to bring my wife home. I want to be able to retire my husband. I want to be able to put my kids in private school. There's so much I want to do, but there's just not enough money to do it. So you're starting this business and you're just so excited and you're ready to roll and you're just going, what do I need to do? Well, I'm here to teach you tonight, how do you build when you have a busy lifestyle? How do you build this business when you have a full-time job and you're just wondering how in the world can you squeeze one more thing in? And I'm going to share with you a little bit of my story. Before we do, I want to share with you my shirt. 3. Actually found this shirt online and bought it. And I thought, how perfect is it to do a teaching in my 3 shirt? So, hey, again, welcome. My name's Corbin Roush, and I've been in the business now 20 years. I can't believe it's already been 20 years. But 20 years ago, I was brand new. I had no idea what to do. I actually had told my wife, do not do this business. I thought she was crazy. I thought all our friends would run from us. I thought she'd have massive failure. I thought nobody has success with this business. I did not understand it. My wife jumped in and she started having incredible success early. How did she have incredible success early? She followed a system, a duplicatable system, daily disciplines. And I watched her go from no upline in our area. We were in Oklahoma at the time. There was nobody in our area. Someone from our brother-in-law signed up who's on the PGA Tour. He was signed up from somebody in Florida that didn't know what they were doing, and the person that signed them up didn't know what they were doing, and the person that signed them up didn't know what they're doing. But Holly was able to find someone 5 people removed from her that said, hey, there is a system on how to build this business. And this was before Facebook. The flip phone was still out. There was no Zooms to jump on. But she heard about a system. She was willing to jump in a car and drive 4 hours to hear about the system, to be able to bring it back to her friends and family that trusted her with this business. And she went on to have incredible success early on because she followed the system. But most importantly, she didn't quit when the chips were down. She didn't quit when people wouldn't return her phone calls. She didn't quit when she got ghosted and she had people quit on her. She stayed with it because she had a powerful enough dream. You know, when she first got started, it was just a little fun money and all that. But when she saw where this could go, it was like, what if I could take some stress off my husband where he could become financially free? What if maybe down the road she was doing so well in it, she could bring me home and I didn't have to work anymore and I could retire and walk away from the career that I thought I loved so much. Well, she did just that and went out and had massive early success. And I was a little jealous. I was a little irritated at it. You know, hey, I've been in corporate America working. I've had the same job at the time for about 15 years. I was excelling. I was at the top of my game. I was the top salesman for this company. I was the trainer for all the new people that were getting started. I was proud. I was, look at me. And here my wife starts a business, and in 6 months' time, she's equaling, if not surpassing, my income. And I'm wondering, how in the world does this happen? I actually thought she was going to jail, because how do you go from zero to $500,000 in 6 months? It's just not heard of. But it was because of the duplication. It was because she followed the system on how to build. And so hopefully today, as we go through this, you're going to learn some key steps that I like to teach, some key things that help you build a business when you're busy. So let's rewind a little bit. Again, 20 years ago, she's having this success, and she earns a free trip to Costa Rica. I didn't honestly want to go. I was so busy at work. And when we took vacations together, it just seemed like I would come back from the work and nothing was, or I'd come back from the vacation and go to work and nothing was accomplished. There was no one there to do my work when I was gone. And I'm going, how in the world can I take a vacation when I come home and I got to make up that time lost by spending extra hours away from the family that I love so much? But I went. And I went there, and what surprised me is I met the most amazing people that I didn't think were in this industry. But on top of that, they were like-minded, goal-oriented, people-focused servants. And what I've learned over the last 20 years, those that serve the most win the most. That's the reason Kim Wee and Samson are some of the tops in this. Well, Kim being the top in the world, Samson being one of the top. And some of the new leaders that are rising up, they're big-time servants. I want to give a shout out to all the big rank advancements in the United States and around the world. Man, 3 is on the move. 3 is on the move. People are rising up and they're taking ownership of their business and they're going out and growing. And people are noticing from outside our bubble here. And so 20 years ago, guys, I go on this trip and I get excited. And I met with a guy that had massive success, amazing, amazing success. And I started to buy in. I started drinking the Kool-Aid. I started thinking, wow, this could be the next big thing. I want to be a part of it. And I asked him, how can I be a part of something when I work 50 to 60 hours a week, sometimes more than that? When I'm going in on a Saturday and I'm going in on a Sunday, how can I find time to build this business? And he asked me something very simple. What is my dream? What is something I want more than anything? If I had all the money in the world, what would it be? And I paused and I could not think of anything. It was like I had quit dreaming and I didn't even realize it. When Holly and I first got married, we were big dreamers and we drove around our community in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we looked at all the nice houses. Some of you probably do that. And you wonder who lives in there and what they do for a living. And then they have young kids and you're like, holy cow, what do these people do? That was us. And somewhere along the line, I stopped dreaming. And as we started to talk, I started to share with him, I'd love to be a stay-at-home dad. I'd love to be the dad that could go to my kids' field trips. Maybe not retire. I wasn't thinking that. I loved my job. I loved what I did. But man, wouldn't it be cool not to have to work till 7 o'clock at night and not have to go in before everyone else just to get caught up? And I started thinking, what if I could take my kids to school and pick them up? And what if I could coach their sports? And I started to get excited to think I had a vehicle that was going to get me there. But I kept falling back to, how do I have the time? How do I have the time? I don't have the time. And he asked me, if this business could help you get to become a stay-at-home dad, would you find the time to work it? And I said, absolutely. He goes, could you find a minimum of an hour, 5 days a week to work this? And I said, yeah, I could do that. I get that. I could go and I could make some calls. I could build it on my way to work. I could build it after work. I could build it when the kids were in bed, but I don't get it. That's not enough time to become a millionaire in this business. And he said, if these dreams could happen, do you think you could find a couple of people too that would buy in? And I said, sure. Yeah, that's simple. Yeah, but how are 3 of us going to go build this? And he said, let's do some leveraging on time. Do you understand leverage? I said, yeah, I understand leveraging banks and all that stuff. But I'd never heard of leveraging time. Why had I never heard of leveraging time? Because in the real world, business world, the ones that's leveraging the time are the owners. They're leveraging your time to get work done so they can achieve their dream. And in this business, he shared with me really quick that if I could put 5 hours of work to this and find two people to do the same, I now have leveraged 15 hours of productivity inside of my organization. And I said, okay, 15 hours, I get it, but how am I going to become a millionaire? He goes, could those two people go find two? I said, well, yeah, if this is what you're talking about, becoming debt-free, becoming financially free, not having to go into work all the time. And some people, it's just, hey, I just want an extra $500 a month. Just changes people's lives. And I started thinking, okay, yeah, I can do that. He goes, well, let's work on that leverage. Remember now, if you're doing 5 hours and you got two people that are doing five and they all find two people, how many is that? And I said, well, that's 30 hours of productivity. He goes, well, let's double that again. That's 60 hours. That's 120 hours. That's 240 hours. That's 500 hours. That's 1,000 hours. That's 2,000 hours. That's 4,000. And I remember at that point, it was like mind blowing for me. It was like, you're telling me I'm going to put in a few hours a week working this and it's going to multiply and it's going to become exponential, where there is no stop to it, where it can become thousands, if not 10,000s of hours of productivity. And I'm only doing a little bit of that, but I'm getting credit for all of that. And it blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. I see it. I can do it. But now what do I do? Okay, I see the leverage model. I see how my efforts, a little bit of my efforts and a little bit of my friends' efforts can become tens of thousands of hours. I got excited about that. But now, what do I do with a full-time job? What do you do with a full-time job? What do you do when you're taking your kids to every, for the moms that have the full-time job of being a stay-at-home mom and after school having to pick up the kids and get them to all different types of activities. You got one kid in basketball, you got one kid in gymnastics, you got one kid in band, and you're trying to cover it all. And you're being told, hey, there's this new business that you're going to do and you're going to excel at it. And you're like, I can't even excel at picking up the kids on time. How am I going to excel at a business? How can I do this when I have a full-time job and I'm busy? How can I do this when I'm busy with life? And the guy told me the simple system on how to build. And the first one became develop my why and how I'm going to do this. And then he told me, I want you to build a list of as many people as you possibly can. Let's make it a goal, 50 people, put them on a piece of paper. Again, this was back before we had the phones to be able to put them in. I had a flip phone at the time. Put them down. And I remember we left that trip and it's time to put my list together. And I'm with Holly. And I said, Holly, I got my list. And she goes, where is it? Let me see it. I want to see your list. And I said, oh, it's up here. It's in my head. I got this great big list. She goes, that's not a list. Your list has to go on paper. And I said, no, I don't need that, Holly. I know everybody out there that's going to want to do this business. And she goes, as soon as you get your first no, that list will shrink, because all of a sudden you start judging people, prejudging people that they're not going to want to do it. When you're first getting started, you're going to judge people that you say will do it, and you're going to judge people that say they won't do it. And what's going to end up happening, it's going to reverse. Those that you thought would do it won't, and those that you thought won't will. But if they're not on a piece of paper, you're going to write them off and you're going to prejudge them before it happens. So that's what I did. I put them down. I remember on the American Airlines napkin on an airplane, I was able to put only 40 names down. Again, we're on a plane. I don't have my phone to be able to pull out. Flip phones are put away. No way to hit my contact list. 40 names I came up with. And here's what's interesting. Over the next 10-year period of time, because I did not quit, because I did not prejudge, I slowly not scratched people off that list, not when they told me no, but when they said yes and joined the business. It took 10 years for all 40 to get in, because some people don't see it at the same time you see it. Some people, you have to get to a certain level of success where they believe they can do it too. Some people are going to jump in immediately. Some people are going to say, hey, call me when you're making 1,000 a month. Call me when you're making 1,000 a week. And that's what I experienced over a 10-year period of time. Notice something, 10 years if we didn't quit. So I built my list. And then the guy told me, I need you to reach out to people. We called it contact and invite people to take a look at the opportunity. Okay, I can contact and invite people. Hey, I want to encourage you guys. There's so many different ways in today's world where you can contact and invite people. You can send out mass emails. You can send out mass messages on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. You got so many ways to communicate. Again, 20 years ago, I didn't have that. I am still to this day a firm believer of the good old-fashioned phone, picking up the phone and calling people, picking up the phone and talking to them. It's as simple as, hey, I found something excited about, but before we get to that, how have you been? Start some conversation. People don't talk anymore. They don't communicate. You don't know what people are doing unless you see them face to face. And what's crazy, when you see people to face, they're kind of like zombies. Everyone's walking around on their phone. It's nuts, looking down, staring down. You got communication right in front of you, but you're worried about your phone and what's going on. So, contact invite. He said to me, can you contact 2 or 3 new people every single day? At first, you're going to say, yes, I can do that. But if you don't have a list that's constantly growing, you're constantly adding names to your list. You should make it a goal when you're first getting started to put 50 to 100 people's names down on that list. But every single day, try to add 1 to 2 new people. Every time you get a no or a not yet, ask them if they can give you some referrals of people that can use our products or people that are looking for a business opportunity, because that's going to add to your list. You're constantly wanting to be adding to your list of people. He said, can you talk to 2 or 3 new people every single day? Part of the system, write that down. I'm going to talk to 2 or 3 new people every single day. That's what I did. There were days where I did not feel like it. I still had my job. There were days I was getting up at 6 o'clock, getting in the office by 7, staying there till 6 or 7 at night, coming home, kids time in for tuck in time, tuck the kids into bed, read them a story, go downstairs. And I didn't want to do anything. Did not want to do anything. And Holly would remind me, hey, you don't want to lose a day on this. You're one day closer to being able to be a stay-at-home dad if you pick up the phone and call 2 or 3 people this evening. I actually got really smart. And what I started to do is on Sundays, I would plan my work. And then throughout the week, I would work my plan. I would call on Sundays more than 2 or 3 people. And I would try to fill up my schedule to meet with somebody every single day, whether it was with a coffee or a lunch or an evening after the kids were bed to run by and see them. I built local. Again, we didn't have the ability to work around the world sitting in front of a computer back then, 20 years ago. So we built local, and that's what I'll encourage people to do. There's nothing new in networking. You network with the people you love and care about. So many people are so concerned about, I got to go build in Timbuktu, and I got to build over here, and your whole network's right in front of you. That's how we built this. This is how the leaders are continuing to build this. Is they build in their neighborhoods, in their backyards, and with their friends, and with the kids and the parents in the carpool line, the ones in your Sunday school and church, the ones that are in your business clubs. Those are the ones to reach out to. So what I would do is on Sundays, I would fill up my week, but on still Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, on my way to work, I would try to make a phone call every day, 2 to 3 of them, but I'd fill up my schedule. Because one thing he told me, and part of this system on how to build a system, duplicates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A personality-driven business where you're required to do everything only builds while you're awake. I incorporated this system into every single person that we enrolled and put into the business. Holly had started it. She had a 6-month jump on me in this. We were working the same business. I truly believe husbands and wives should work the same business. And we built it, and our business started growing. But here's how we did it. I talked to 2 or 3 new people every single day. That was part of system that he taught me. Build a list, contact and invite, and show the plan, show the opportunity, whether it's the PowerPoint, whether it's a connect call, whether it's a 3-way call. I love to meet people in person because I could read them. I could tell if they're nodding their heads when I'm talking to them, whether they're interested. If they're kind of crossing their arms and looking at their watch and just distracted, they're probably not ready. It doesn't mean they're saying no. It's probably they're not ready. But the skill to do that came from me doing it. I heard this years ago. The skill to do this business comes from doing this business. And if you want to get good, if you want to become a 6-star in this business, you do it over and over and over. And when you think you've done it enough, you do it over and over and over and over again. And pretty soon you're going to get a skill that is so good. Instead of 1 out of every 22 people, you're going to get 3 out of every 5 people that join you in this business. But it takes time. And that's the reason why you don't ever scratch people off your list. You come back to them when you start having more and more success by building the list, by contacting and inviting. Those are skills that can be developed as you build your business. and then showing the plan. Guys, I can show the plan in 5 minutes. I can show the plan in 30 minutes, and I can show the plan in an hour. What is the plan? Hey, I found something I'm real excited about. It's a health and wellness company. Our founder is amazing. He works tirelessly to make sure we have products that are delivered, that are on time. We're paid every Friday. We have a chief science officers that formulate our own products from around the world that are whole food, natural, organic, wild ingredients. We're actually in the physician's desk reference. That's the holy grail, the Bible of nutrition. It's where doctors can go look and see every single one of our products in the physician's desk reference. Guys, that lends credibility to our products. It's brand new. Nobody knows about it yet. Less than 1/2% of the world knows about us. It's a chance of a lifetime to get it in early, to be a part of a debt-free company. Guys, our products are phenomenal. The timing is spectacular. We got people making anywhere from $50 a week to over $50,000 a week. Where do you see yourself along that line? And we got a system that teach people how to build. Does any of that make sense to you guys? I just did the plan in less than 5 minutes, but some of you might need that PowerPoint to be able to do that. The skill to do this business comes from doing the business. I got good at being able to do that. My elevator pitch, be able to say, hey, I found something excited about a way to get healthy and make some money. Are you open to hearing more? Can I sit down with you tomorrow? Can you meet me for coffee? Can you get on a three-way call? Can you get on a Zoom presentation? Can you get on the Monday opportunity call? I'm constantly doing that. So I'm building my list. I'm sharing that plan over and over and over again, as many times as it possibly takes, guys. I'm showing that plan. I'm bringing the PowerPoint. I'm doing whatever I can to get in front of people. And here's what I learned. The more people I get in front of, the faster my business can grow and the duplication can start. And pretty soon, instead of an army of one, I've got an army of 3. And after that, I got an army of 6, and then I got an army of 12, and maybe 2 of them drop off. Now, oh no, I'm down to an army of 10, but that army of 10 goes to an army of 20 really fast if I'm doing the income producing activities. Guys, I can look at someone's calendar right now and tell if they're in a growth phase, or if they're in a maintenance phase, or if they're in a management phase, or if they're in a blame phase. This goes for everybody out there. You need to be doing more meetings. More meetings means more money. More meetings consists of three-way calls, connect calls, whatever you want to call them. They consist of one-on-one meetups. You and your brand new person sitting down with their prospects over a coffee. It means doing the old-fashioned home meetings. It means doing more Zooms. It means doing what the average person is not willing to do. You know, one of the knocks on our industry is they say, oh, only 1% of the people make all the money. Well, that is true in every facet of life. I was the 1%er in my corporate job. I was bringing in all the sales. I was breaking all the money. It's true in the NBA. You got your 1% athletes, guys, in the world are in the NBA making millions of dollars. The 1%ers rise. Here's the deal with this business, though. It does not prejudge your past experiences. It does not look at your color of your skin. It does not look at your religion. This business is built by people that have a strong enough desire to fight through failure, to fight through no's. This business will grow when you decide to grow. Again, past failures do not matter. It is what you're doing today. So I can look at someone's calendars and say, you're on the rise or you're about to rise based on their activity. Are they meeting with 3 to 5 people? That's what he told me. I want you to personally meet with 3 to 5 people every single week and show the plan. How many of you are doing this? Do you want to go from 0 to $1,000 a month? Start contacting, inviting 2 to 3 people every single day. Show the plan 3 to 5 times a week. It's not hard. What is hard is going and digging that ditch. What is hard is being that stay-at-home mom, getting 4 kids to and from school and to and from activities. That is hard. This business is simple. The problem is we complicate it, and we let people and stereotypes kick us out of this business because we're mental midgets. We are not strong enough. And that's why it's so important to have that goal and have that dream on where you want to take this business. Because I'm here to tell you, your activity might not grow as fast as you want it, but you'll start to grow and you will start to realize how to build this business. And the way to build this business is find an army of people that want to go out and change their financial situation, be able to dream, be able to impact people, serve people, Doing more meetings means more money. How do you do more meetings? You contact more people. You're talking to 2 to 3 new people every day. Hopefully that's getting through 2 or 3 people every single day. You're showing that plan 3 to 5 times a week. With my full-time job, I would meet people for coffee. I'd say, hey, can you get up 15 minutes early? Give me 10, 15 minutes. I want to share this plan with you. I want to share with you how and why we're building this. I want to share with you how we can help you get from zero to $500,000 a year. Holy cow, how can that happen? It happens by building a list, contacting people, sharing the plan, and to the last thing he told me to do, follow-ups. Follow-ups are simple. Follow-ups are one of the toughest things because that's when the rubber meets the road. That's when they don't call you back. That's when they ghost you. That's when they tell you they're going to do something and they don't. But your goal is to follow up with something, someone, somebody every single day without fail. Hey, did you get a chance to get on the Zoom on Monday night? Hey, did you get a chance to review the video I sent you? Hey, did you get a chance to look through the PDF on the products? Hey, did you get a chance to look at that physician test? Did you get a chance to look at the epigenetic study? Did you get a chance to look at the absorbency study? Did you get a chance to try the products that I sent over? Did you get a chance? I'm constantly following up. And if they don't ask, I'm leaving them a message. I'm typing them a message. I'm sending a follow-up message. I'm doing whatever I can every single day without fail, following up with people, following up with my downline, following up with someone that just got started, following up with that person that said, I'm going to kill it, but they're not returning your call. Ask them, hey, did you be able to bring your wife home? Because I haven't heard from you in a while, and you said you were going to do this business because you wanted to bring your wife home. Guys, you're building an army of like-minded people that are willing to go out and do what the 1% in this business are willing to do. You might not be a 1%er, yes, but if you follow these key elements daily disciplines build wealth. Daily disciplines build wealth. I guarantee you, you talk to your top leaders, you talk to Kim Wee, did you have daily disciplines? Do you currently have daily disciplines? Do you do the things that most people are not willing to do? She is going to say, absolutely, yes, I do. She runs harder than anybody. That's the reason she's the top. You want to know why Holly DeMont just hit 6 hours? She's running harder than anybody out there, and she's hitting the top. That's what you have to do. You have to stay laser focused on your why. You got to have to build a list that's constantly growing in front of you. You got to be able to reach out, contact, and invite people every single day, 2 to 3 of them new, or on Sundays, fill up your calendar. Don't let people back up. Can I count on you to be there? Sometimes it's the verbiage and how you say things. Hey, can I count on you to be at coffee tomorrow? When they call and say, I can't make it. Well, when can you make it? I'm not letting you off the hook. You got to take a look at this opportunity. You're being consistent, but you're also being persistent. You're talking to 2 to 3 new people every day. You're showing that plan 3 to 5 times a week, and you're following up with someone every single day without fail. So what did that do for me? What did that do for me? Tell you what it did for me. In 18 months after sitting on a beach in Costa Rica, Holly and I had built a large enough business. I was making over $500,000 in my corporate America job. I loved it. All of a sudden, I didn't love it anymore because I was making more money in my part-time job, working 1/16 of the time, teaching duplication, building leader backed by leader backed by leader of people all lockstep. You know, it's like going to a concert. When you first walk into a concert hall and the band is warming up, it hurts your ears. You got the trumpet and the trombone and the guitar and the violin all doing everything. But that conductor, tink, 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 hits that conductor stand and starts the music. And it's the most beautiful music on earth. When 3 hits momentum, it is going to be the most beautiful thing on earth. How is it going to happen? When we're all lockstep. When we have enough people in this organization out building list, showing the plan 3 to 5 times a week, contacting and inviting 2 to 3 new people every day, when following up with everyone. Can you imagine what your group, your personal group looks like? Quit worrying about the company's momentum. That's going to happen. That's for your top leaders to worry about. You just getting started. You got to create that momentum in your team, in your organization by doing these steps. And I'm going to repeat them again. Build a list. Contact and invite 2 or 3 new people every day. At the beginning, contact more than that. But make it a daily discipline, 2 or 3 new people every day, showing the plan 3 to 5 times a week or more, and following up with someone every single day. When you have a little mini army of 2 or 3 doing that, it becomes 6, becomes 12, becomes 18, 24, 36, hundreds, thousands of people doing that. That's when momentum happens. It doesn't happen because I say it's going to happen. It doesn't happen because I wish it to happen or want it to happen or Daniel's saying it's going to happen. It happens when enough of us are out there. Enough of us dreamers, the one percenters and the future one percenters, are out doing enough activity that it just starts expanding, and it's like the snowball. Man, once that snowball goes down that hill, it gets massive, it gets large, it gets big, but it doesn't happen unless there's people to push the snowball up the hill. It doesn't happen if there's not somebody there to pack that snow and make that little bitty snowball and start rolling it where it becomes bigger. We need an army. We need everyone that's on this Zoom right now that says, I'm willing to sacrifice for the next 18 to 24 months to not watch TV, to not go to all the sporting events, but to talk to 2 to 3 people and not rest until I've done that, to show that plan 3 to 5 times a week and not quit that week until I've done that, to follow up with people every single day, minimum 1 every single day, building that massive list. When we have enough people doing that, guys, we will see growth. And the people that have their boats in the water doing this, not the people that just got in and got a spot, but the people that are doing this are going to see wealth creation. You're going to see income roll in like you've never seen before. You're going to see your business go from this tiny little snowball to a massive avalanche. And it's going to be an avalanche of people joining your business. And your income's going to go from $50 a week to $50,000 a week so fast your head's going to spin if your boat is in the water and if you were out doing the things. And here's the deal. People say, oh, you got lucky. No, I created my luck because I went out and I shared faster and with more and with consistency than anybody else out there. Holly and I, in our very first company, had never, ever built before. We had no upline in our current area. We did not have the internet like we have today. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have the TikTok. We didn't have X. We had nothing but a flip phone to pick up and call people. And we did it more than anyone else. And we rose to the 3rd highest in a $1 billion organization. So don't sit back and say, oh, all these people with all this experience, they're the only ones going up. No, the reason they're going up right now is because they have the system that they need to follow, that they know to follow to become successful. So what do? You follow the leader. You do what the leaders are doing if you want this bad now. We got events coming up. We got trainings coming up. Look at the calendar and go. Reach out to your upline. Where's the nearest event? Go to those events. We got an event where Samson, Kim, Holly and I, Holly DeMott, Jessica Johnson, other leaders are going to be at this event in the Carolinas. Guys, go. I don't care where you're at. Go. Learn from the people that are making this happen and start the momentum inside your organization that's going to lead you to become one of those 1%ers that's going to set you and your family up for life. Guys, I had no idea 20 years ago when we got started, I'd retire from a job that I loved after 18 months of building this business, to go from 0 to making over $2 million a year, to be able to help hundreds of people become millionaires in this organization. And through the last 20 years, guys, how did we do it? Consistency. How did we do it? Duplication. How did we do it? Not quitting. We're no different. No experience 20 years ago. None rose to the 3rd highest of a $1 billion company. Do you want to do that? Follow this system. Follow these things. Get busy. Get excited. Build a list. Be relentless. Do not let anyone steal your excitement. Don't let anyone steal your thunder. And we're going to go build a global organization, and you're going to be a part of some of the most incredible momentum and most incredible company. Guys, the products are fantastic. The business model is fantastic. We just need more fantastic people like you out sharing it. So I hope this helped. I hope it gets you guys excited. I know I am. I can't wait to see everybody around the world in this incredible 3 opportunity. And let's just go build. No more excuses. No more, I got this and I got that and I can't right now, or I need to wait till this happens. How tough is it to pick up the phone and talk to 2 or 3 people? How tough is it to meet with people 3 to 5 times a week, or hop on a Zoom or do Connect? How hard is that? It's not hard. It's simple. You just have to choose to do it. So let's go build this. Let's go make it massive. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks for getting on. Hopefully this helped. Love to hear your feedback.